It kinda seems that for every 10 people who love the Hololive girls, there's one person who is screeching about something that he hates about them. And I kinda wanna go over some of the common criticisms that I see and kind of knock them down point by point and kinda defend these girls in one solid kind of coherent form. And it just so happens that there is a post on 4chan that I feel like sums up all of the hate. One angry 4chan user is not news, but it is just a convenient microcosm of the genre of hate that they get. So I want to use this post that is not news by any means, but make something positive out of it. So the whole thesis is that Hololive EN Generation 1 started all of the problems that we see in the VTuber community. And it's kind of hard to argue that they aren't kind of the focus of VTubing in the Western sphere, because they're the first generation of English-speaking VTubers that really took off and became massively popular. There's no denying that this is kind of where it all started. Even though there were VTubers before, this was the first big generation of English-speaking VTubers. So let's go point by point through the allegations against them. Number 1, little to no respect to the culture. This doesn't make any sense to me personally. First of all, they are owned by a Japanese company. If they said or did anything genuinely disrespectful about Japanese culture, they would immediately get coached on it by their managers. Unless you're not talking about Japanese culture, but just VTubing culture in general, whatever these girls do is the culture. They are the progenitors of everything we know and love about the massive VTubing community today. This is where it started. They are the trendsetters, they are the trailblazers. Whatever they do is the culture, so you can't really say that they're disrespecting what they started, now can you? The next piece of criticism is that Mori, which is misspelled, is an entitled narcissist who inherently thinks she's better than her viewers. This one I half agree with. Not that I think Mori is inherently narcissistic, at least not compared to her genmates, but I do think if you are a content creator of any variety, you have to be just a little bit narcissistic. I don't think there's any escaping some level of narcissism just to assume that other people are gonna give a shit what you think and what you have to say and watch you play games. Just the inherent assumption that other people are gonna hear is a little bit narcissistic compared to the general populace that realizes that people don't care. But I don't feel like I've seen any strong specific examples of her actively belittling her viewers, even if we count the time where she did legitimately mock someone making a comic of the people who acted like she was cucking her fans by being nice to Connor. She wasn't making fun of her fans, she was making fun of a small group of people who were being unreasonable and annoying. That doesn't mean she's belittling her fans or doesn't love her fans, it just means she was pointing out idiots on the internet. That doesn't make her a narcissist. I think it is wild to say that Mori doesn't love her fan base and all of the deadbeats that have supported her. I mean, she wouldn't be where she is today without the deadbeats, and I am confident she realizes that. So, I don't know, the second point I don't feel like has any value. Any narcissism she exhibits is kind of just a requirement of the job, but for someone who has to be at least a little bit narcissistic, I think she's doing phenomenally. Number 3, fake Yuri shit. Now, honestly, I kind of agree with this one. It's not that I have a problem with Yuri content at all, but there's definitely a trend in VTubing in general where the girls are like super flirty with each other.
I'll give it a 2.5 out of 4. It's still a bit too spicy for me, and I can't see myself finishing the package.
This is too spicy for you? Oh my god, Kelly, we're meant to be together.
No,
How does that translate?
Because it's also a bit too spicy for me, so I give it the same points as Kelly.
But they're like not allowed to be flirty with the boys or else they'll get torn apart.
I am dead ass serious. Do not ship me with the stars. Do not ship me with them. That is disgusting. Those are my sons. All right? What kind of up person do you think I am to be shipped with my sons?
I don't like that aspect of the culture where like only girls get to be flirty with girls, but they can't be flirty with guys. And the fact that a lot of the times it is probably entirely intentional and mostly just kind of fan service. It's not terrible. I don't think it's obtrusive, but I do notice it and I do think it's inauthentic. I'll give you half a point for that one. This one I had the biggest problem with. No natural dynamic between members? My guy, I feel like we have just not been watching the same streams. I feel like they're great together. They're hilarious. I could show any number of clips of these 5 girls interacting with each other and being hilarious and adorable and feeling authentic.
Greatest thing in the world.
After Thesis there.
Farts. That's a great. Oh,
Come
I don't
on.
understand question.
Thing in the world, Tadakin.
Oh shit.
Oh no, the Holomyth country.
Oh my god!
A legend.
I'm blue. Okay, this is like the 4th time that someone started singing the blue song.
Oh, it was worth a try. It was worth a try.
I bet I could bench press like with Kiara. Like, I could
Whoa!
do
You know what?
my
Once we
back.
get into the Rokuku suit, then maybe you could try lifting me.
Okay. Maybe
Oh,
I
that'd
can
be
go.
fun. Yeah,
That'd be
with
fun.
goodness. Strength test.
This is so easy to disprove, I don't even know why you said it. Disrespect to their fan base. The only time I've seen these girls disrespect their fan base is when a portion of their fan base was being an asshole and totally deserved to be disrespected. So no, I completely dismiss this point entirely. Doing half the work of JP or even ID branches and feeling entitled. This is kind of even hard to measure. How do you measure like hard work on a streaming platform? Are they not streaming enough days? Are they not singing often enough? What do you mean by not doing enough work? What work is there to do? They're not in a factory making fucking license plates. They're streaming for your entertainment. What fucking work, my guy? And also, if anyone is a hard worker within the Hololive company, Watson is the one behind the scenes doing a lot of the technical stuff that allows a lot of the stuff that we love to come to fruition. And just in case you think I'm pulling that out of my ass or that I don't know what I'm talking about or I'm full of shit, I highly encourage you to watch this entire video by Depressed Nusagi on how Amelia Watson makes the impossible possible. It's a great video and it directly disproves this entire point. How can you say all of Gen 1 EN is not working hard enough when you see some of the stuff that Watson has been able to do? Educate yourself, my guy. You're full of shit. He says accepting, but I think he means expecting the culture to change for you. Now, this is without a doubt a reference to the toxic parts of idol culture that they have spoken out against multiple times, especially Mori. And honestly, with how toxic and shitty idol culture is, it should change. And fuck you for saying that it shouldn't. Yes, they expect the culture to change. They are the trendsetters in this cultural space, and they deserve to be treated with respect. So honestly, fuck you for making this point. Anyone who believes that they have no right to expect the culture to change when they are inherently developing the culture and that all the toxic parts of idol culture should stay, examine yourself. Signing up to a specific agency with a specific niche, culture, and history. I don't even understand how that's a point. Yes, correct, they did. Yes, they signed up to an agency with a niche and a history, and guess what? They're doing their own thing and developing the culture around them because they're trendsetters. They're trailblazers. That's what they get to do. It is not only their right, but their obligation to do something different than what happened before them. Do you really just want a carbon copy of all the Japanese girls but in English? That sounds boring as shit, my guy. And lastly, crying on Twitter. I don't know what you're talking about. I genuinely don't feel like they complain on Twitter an unreasonable amount, and honestly, it just feels like this is another dig at the same dig that this guy has kind of made over and over again in slightly different words, which is that Mori and the other girls shouldn't complain about idol culture, and you know what? They absolutely should be able to do with that. And honestly, I see points like this being made all the time, be it in video comments, be it on Twitter, be it on 4chan, be it on the virtual YouTuber subreddit. Anywhere there's communication around VTubers, I constantly see these same points. And aside from the mildly annoying fake Yuri shit, I really don't think any of these have any merit. And even the fake Yuri shit is really just a matter of taste that some people like and some people don't. And it's not really a hit piece. It's not really a dig at them. It's just something that they do that you can like or dislike. So if you ever see somebody online that is spouting any of these talking points, hopefully after watching this video, if you make the mistake of engaging engaging with them and arguing with them, which I don't encourage you to do. But if you choose to engage with them, hopefully now you'll have a little bit better idea of how to completely dismiss everything they have to say and call them out on their stupidity. Anyway, I just wanted to make this video to kind of defend the EN girls because I constantly see stuff like this and it constantly frustrates me. Put some respect on the generation that sparked everything we know and love in this community. That's all I have to say. Bye, guys.